Ladies and gentlemen, Cleo Franklin, Manager of Parts Marketing.
Good morning. You know, we've had a lot of fun the last 2 days. And now we've come down to the final presentation before the last session on the Parts Expo floor. We promised that this last General Assembly will not only be concise, but straight to the point. Now, we only have one speaker this morning. He's a very powerful presenter with a strong message that will wrap up everything you've seen and heard so far. Dan McGinn is the Manager of Marketing and Sales for the United States. And if you ever heard Dan speak before, I guarantee you're in for a real treat this morning. You know, we've traveled to the future, and we've seen the dealership of 2010, and we've been through 8 wonderful classrooms to sharpen our skills and to prepare for a challenging decade. Now, Dan will let us know what we should do when we get home from this year's Parts Expo. So without any further delay, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dan McGinn.
Thank you. Good morning. Thanks an awful lot, Cleo. You know, there's a lot of things that mark a great company. I think John Deere and Deere & Company and John Deere Dealers are a great organization. And there's a lot of things that characterize what makes a good company. But in my mind, it's leadership. People that set the strategies and directions for those of us that work in this company to execute and get the kind of results that you've seen over the last several years. There are 2 people in this audience that I'd like to acknowledge this morning who are without question the leaders of the CNCE division. The first one is Mark Rosvold, Senior Vice President, CNCE division. Mark, please stand up. Got a spotlight for him? And if you don't think John Deere dealers and parts and service are important to the future of this company, then you tell me why our president, Mr. Fred Korndorf, is here. Because he believes parts, service, and John Deere dealers are important. He's here this morning. Fred, would you please stand up and let him see who you are? Fred Korndorf, president of the CNC division. I'd like to thank all of you dealers for joining us here at this early hour. And like me, you must be exhausted from watching all that great talent at that Christmas show last night. All that youth, enthusiasm, and energy. Wasn't that a great show? Wasn't it? I'd like to take this opportunity to wish all of you happy holidays and a healthy, prosperous year 2000. 2000. Boy, seems strange to say that. The year 2000. Sounds like Buck Rogers should be blasting off in his spaceship, or Captain Kirk should be talking into his communicator. You know, we chuckle about things like that. But the pace of life has accelerated to a fever pitch. And that little crack about Captain Kirk and his communicator, guess what? I've got one of those. Motorola makes it. It's a Star Trek cell phone. It looks just like Captain Kirk's communicator. It has a flip-up lid and everything. It's great. It's lightweight, easy to carry just about anywhere. But you know, it demonstrates an important point. We're beginning to live in what appears to be a science fiction movie. But it's real life. It's a new reality. On Sunday afternoon, Mark Rosvold, you saw him in a kind of a science fiction movie, didn't you? He gave you a tour of a John Deere dealership in the year 2010. Now remember, that's only 10 years from now. And at today's faster pace of living and faster pace of business change, that's like a heartbeat, a wink of an eye. And if you don't think so, consider this. when the computer programmers needed extra capacity back in the 70s, they decided to use 2 digits to represent a year instead of 4 digits. Back then, 2 digits meant a lot in terms of computer capacity and speed. And the year 2000 seemed so far off and remote, and yet the year 2000 came on at the speed of a Concorde supersonic jet. And computer programmers spent a lot of overtime fixing the Y2K problem. In there is an important lesson for all of us. In the decisions we make today are embedded the problems that we'll have to solve tomorrow. So as we move into a new millennium, let me take just a few minutes to underline a few key principles to keep in mind as you make strategic business decisions that will affect your ability to survive and thrive in the next 10 years. Number 1, believe that you can survive and that you'll thrive in the next 10 years. Yard and Garden magazine several years ago analyzed our industry and predicted that about half of the outdoor power equipment industry dealers would be out of business by the year 2010. Now, as you know, that number of dealers will go from about 25,000 in 1995 to about 13,000 in 2010. Now, you can look at that statistic and you can see the glass half empty, can't you? Or you can look at it and see it half full. There will be 13,000 dealers in the U.S. So for those of us who are in business, you can make some money. You can survive and you can thrive. Number 2, as Mark Rosfold said in his keynote speech on Sunday, the John Deere organization really do want you to grow and prosper. We've worked together for a great many years to reach the number 1 position in our industry. And believe me, we appreciate all that everyone has done to help us grow the business. And we know that there's an important role for everyone in this room to play in our future. We know that equipment sales require a strong support system to maintain customer satisfaction. So don't feel overwhelmed by all these changes. We can work our way through a turbulent and challenging time. But the important thing is this: we'll do it together as business friends and as close associates. Number 3, we're going to change and you're going to change. It's inevitable. Things are always changing. And that's one of the things you can rely on: death, taxes, and change. Change is going to happen no matter what. But will it be a positive change or a negative change? That's the key question. And I'm telling you that we can make positive change work for us. So be flexible in your thinking. Be willing to change for the better in order to survive and thrive. Number 4, project an appealing image. If you haven't already done so, sign up for Image 2000. Modernize your dealership. Make your store cleaner, brighter, friendlier, and more appealing to men and women. Spruce up the storefront and landscape the property for curb appeal. And use the best merchandising techniques to the full advantage. Number 5, staff up. I know it's not easy, Bob Gagnon, but you have to find and train bright, personable people for parts and service. You've got to do that. Prepare to grow your parts and service areas as profit centers. And don't just target John Deere customers. Go after anybody who owns lawn care equipment. Universal service will be a major contributor to your dealership income in the next 10 years, guaranteed. So you need to steal the ideas that you heard in Mark Tower's presentation on keeping and getting and training good technicians. Number 6, and very important, extend your open hours and add shifts in the service shop. Be open when customers have time to shop for parts. Be open when customers need service work. Organize and manage to get service work done faster to build a reputation for promptness. And I think you saw the power in that in Harry Olson's presentation yesterday. Number 7, open satellite locations. Be convenient to find. Remember that old real estate adage? Location, location, location. Locate your stores for the convenience of your customers. Just ask Larry McCabe. A 400% increase in 1 year attributed to a great deal by a new location. Number 8, very important. Get mobile. Sign up, if you haven't already, for the Ready to Mow program. It's the future. Give your customers the ultimate in service and maintenance convenience by taking your Ready to Mow service vehicle to them. Begin to position yourself to offer mobile service to your commercial customers as well, because the lawn and landscape business is booming. And leading economists expect it to continue for the next 10 years and beyond. Don't take my word for that. Ask James Jewell or Richard Burkhardt. Number 9, advertise. Promote and incent your parts and service profit centers. Get the word out that you are the best place to shop for parts and service. Get back the business that you're losing to competitors, and you are. Incent your employees to please customers and do outstanding work. Give them bonuses. Motivate them to be people pleasers. Number 10, train your staff to be friendly. Bonuses and motivation are only part of the issue. You have to give specific training to teach your staff how to be friendly, courteous, polite, and personable. And you have to lead by example. Now let me take just a minute to emphasize the importance of training. John Deere provides a great many opportunities for you to sharpen your skills and learn to use new tools. Tools that can help you grow your business. There are sales training classes and demonstrations, service training videos in schools, several management training seminars. You heard all about this in yesterday's class and training. The Dale Carnegie courses, computer classes at community college, and so on and so on. But here's the bottom line. You have to take responsibility for your own training. You have to sign up for the courses and do the homework. You have to help the people in your dealership take advantage of these learning opportunities. You, and you. Number 11, embrace technology. Become computer literate. Go on the internet. You've got to. Use technology as it develops to make your operation a more efficient and more effective place to do business. And boy, if this year's Parts Expo had a message at all, this is it. You saw Mark Rosfold as a computer-generated entity in cyberspace in a remarkable 3D movie. Many of you had the chance to wear the helmet down on the display floor and experience virtual reality for yourselves. Others talked to the John Deere sales assistant, Rocky, a computer-generated personality with a language recognition system. Others used the configurator and designed your own compact tractor package. And still others used the Learning Center to discover more about Ready to Mow. But you know what's kind of scary? All of this is old technology. Because if it's used in a show like this, it's off the shelf. It's been around. Just think what's in the laboratories and on the verge of moving onto the shelves as we speak. Don't be frightened by these technological wonders. Be invigorated by them. Look for the time and work-saving potential. Look for the money-saving and profit-making potential. You can feel upbeat because a new reality is filled with technical innovations that can make your business a whole lot better. You know, you sampled a few machines that can be helpful, but this is only the beginning. Number 12, partner with a local Home Depot. Become part of the John Deere private label service program. Capture the parts and service business made available through mass merchants. And listen to me carefully. They don't want to invest in the parts and service business. They've told us that. But they will if they have to. Why give them the motivation? You fill the void. You take the business and the profits. Number 13, pursue commercial operators. Aggressively pursue the commercial business with trained outside sales personnel. Promote the various elements of the John Deere Advantage: flexible financing, full machine warranty, after hours, weekend, and part service. Extend your store's open hours and service shop hours to accommodate those professionals. And finally, number 14, simplify. There's a new trend in private life. Some people are just worn down by all the choices in this life and the accumulation of material things. They're reading books and they're hiring advisors to help them simplify their lives. And it's not a new idea. Henry David Thoreau, the guy who wrote about his life at Walden Pond back in the 1800s, he was preaching simplification way back then. In fact, he has a famous quote that goes like this: "Our life is frittered away by detail. Simplify, simplify." And you have to wonder, why did he say simplify twice? He could have made his point more succinctly by just saying it once. Simplify. And you can simplify your business by working with fewer suppliers and manufacturers. We've been working very hard as a company to open new factories, hire new engineers, and design new products to provide you with the broadest line of equipment in this industry. So why make yourself crazy with all the hassle of so many different equipment suppliers, each with its own set of rules and regulations and its own procedures? Simplify. Handle fewer brands to reduce the complication and the paperwork. And when you simplify, consider the advantages that John Deere brings to your business operation. This meeting that you've just attended, this last Parts Expo of the old millennium, have you ever experienced a more forward-looking, more sophisticated show than this one? Virtual reality, Rocky the Talking Computer Program, the Configurator, the Learning Center, the computer-generated 3D movie. This is our way of demonstrating to you that we represent the future. Yeah, we may be 162 years old and one of the oldest American corporations on the New York Stock Exchange, but that's all in the past. We're about the future. And we want very much to work closer with all of you. As Mark Rosfold said at the end of the movie, he's walking through a door into the future. And he wants you to join him and the entire John Deere organization. I can only repeat that. Let's walk through that door together. Let's survive and thrive as business friends and close associates. Let's work together to make the John Deere dealership of 2010 the dealership of choice for millions of people. Let's enjoy a new reality. Thanks again for joining us in Nashville. And as always, thank you and you and you for all your business. Thank you and good selling in the new millennium.
We know the next big thing is here, that the revolution's near, and to us it seems quite clear that it's all just a little bit of history repeating. It's time to accept the future we're showing. Together our dream will keep right on growing. We know the next big thing is here, that the revolution's near, and to us it seems quite clear that it's all just a